What is going on, fellow DCRL people? We are back with some pretty early action, if I do say so myself. Little 4:30, 4:20, whatever you want to call it. But this game will start up at 4:30. I don't know what I'm saying. But before we get into that, Skull, what's cracking, big man?
Not much. I'm ripping and ready to go for my emergency first cast of the day.
Indeed, yes. For some reason, there is somebody who did kind of dip out on me last second. So shout out to Skull for yeah, no, I turned up my mic. I can definitely fix that here in a second. But yeah, no, appreciate you jumping in here. Very much appreciated. But yeah, OSHA Violators versus Brownie Demons. Div B action 4:30. Sorry, my brain is running on like slow right now. It's been too long since I've done this, but OSHA Violators, Brownie Demons. I'm ready for some Div B action. I'm usually not used to streaming this early, but it is going to happen. But without further ado, let's get into some individual stataroonies. Obviously, Division B hitting Fennec with a 90% win rate, taking the division so far, followed by Parch and then Car Jitsu. Unfortunately, us over on Ripped Khakis here, not looking so hot, but you know we're doing okay. We're doing just fine. Sorry, I'm working on my mic stuff right now. I adjusted everything because for some reason my mic wasn't being super cooperative earlier, but hopefully that's gonna get better. But yeah, tonight we're gonna be talking about OSHA Violators and Brownie Demons. OSHA Violators being 1 and 2, getting their first win against me and Skull last week. And then Brownie Demons going 0 and 3. So they are still hunting for their first win. I'm not actually, that's a lie. I am seeing a little bit of red. 4.89 demos a game for OSHA Violators. So they are league leading by a pretty good margin. Anything really standing out to you here, Skull?
Just mostly the fact that Brownie Demons has yet to get a win. They had a good showing in game 1 from their last week game, and then that all went quickly downhill. The only other thing that sticks out to me, OSHA Violators. Demos, and more demos. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't agree more. Having played them last week, I can attest to that. They were being very annoying, especially just with their rotations and bumping and stuff. So that's definitely a unique kind of play style, and obviously it's working for them. So can't bash them for that. But we're gonna get into some individual stats here. First off, OSHA Violators, obviously led by V-Storm, followed by Omega Blaze, and then Creed. And for some reason, his name is very drastically misspelled here. He's missing an E in there, but that's fine. But these guys obviously getting fresh off of a win this week. V-Storm leading the team with 0.9 goals a game. So, I mean, this is a relatively low-scoring team, I think, because none of them have over 1 goal a game. So they're literally pretty much only getting 1, maybe 2 goals a game. Which also means that they're doing pretty well on defense, and it looks like they're all averaging at least a save a game. So there's pretty good rotational stuff there, especially on their defense. And their shooting percentages, V-Storm leading there with 35%, but Omega Blaze and Creed both hovering around that 20% mark. So they're obviously shooting about 1 every 5 are going in for them, which is a little bit low. We would like to see that bumped up a little bit. But anything you're noticing about these guys here?
Not a whole lot stat-wise. They're a very oh my god.
It's
well
early.
constructed team all around. Wow. Creed is known, as you can see by his stats, known for being the more demo heavy guy on the team. Omega Blaze he's taken more of a third man role in this team, but it fits so well. He is, I think, one of the more underrated players in Division B. He's so solid. He does anything you need him to. And V-Storm, after the little hiatus he took last year, coming out just swinging. He is very well the first man of this team, if you don't count Creed hunting demos. But V-Storm is very solid. Didn't know what to expect coming from him when we played him last week, and he is better than ever. So
yeah, no, these guys really showed out last week, and like I can attest to that. So best of luck to them going into the series. Obviously looking to make their season record 50-50. But we're going to shoot over to Brownie Demons, who haven't quite started the season off. I'm assuming not the way that they were expecting.
No, absolutely not. You got Ali, Styles, and American. Everyone knows enough about these players to know kind of how this team would shape up. And you would think, man, they got a pretty good team on paper. Ali, we know he loves pre-jumping, going for all that fun, crazy stuff. Americans, he did give me crap about this before I hopped on here. I can no longer give him crap about not having any goals because he did score in their series last week. So let's go. And I can say on good authority, and no one wanted me to mention this, they had a replay review last night, and he said it might have been the greatest replay review that they have ever had and that he's ever had in DCRL history. And they went 9-1 in 10 threes games after their replay review. So he told me to expect a lot coming here.
Shout out to them for that. Yeah, I will say, if we could... I know we have some links and stuff, but I feel like our team could maybe use the same rather than just us going through replays. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. But yeah, no, it's always nice to just not only feel like you probably improved off of a replay review, but have like obviously the physical evidence that like, holy crap, we actually just are doing better now. So props to them for that. But I mean, I will say this team is kind of similar to OSHA Violators, where they're not all scoring very many goals a game. Obviously, Ali's and Styles both getting 0.69 goals a game. Haha, funny number. Yeah, I mean, we also see no league leading stats here, but I will say, as I guess quote unquote low goals from Ali's and Styles, they're both shooting about 33%. So they're both making a third of their shots versus the highest, or like the average on the other team, which is about 0.25, or like a quarter of their shots. So that's a pretty good bump. So obviously a little bit better shooting on this team here, but hopefully they can get their first win of the season. Hopefully they got a decent bit of a warm up here. We are going to hopefully get these guys invited to it. I think we still have a few people in a game, but that's a-okay. Obviously predictions are still up, so feel free to make your votes and everything there before those closed. They will go about 5 minutes over, but I will be preventing them from doing that. But just kind of looking at the stats and with your previous knowledge of both these teams, Skull, I have one singular question. What is your prediction going into this series?
I have to go with Brownie Demons. Silk said it so in chat. I live with Americans, but it's not even about that. I bet them last time. They came out swinging in game one, and it ended up not going in their favor. I have to go with them again. I got to beat the, hopefully, horse that is no longer dead. They're going to get their first win. They're going to take it in 4.
In 4 ski. Okay. I will say, I do think OSHA I'm probably going to go opposite of you just because that's what I kind of took from World, just to make some fun stuff on stream. So I will go with OSHA Violators. However, I do think Brownie Demons are going to put up one heck of a fight. Especially with their either replay review. Obviously, they're all feeling pretty confident. I would assume they're all feeling pretty confident going into this series. And OSHA Violators probably aren't expecting that. So I'm gonna go OSHA Violators, but I'm going in 5. I will agree with Silk in the chat there, but yeah, game 5, and I feel like it's going to be a very aggressive game 5, as in where we might see 2, maybe 3 overtimes throughout this whole series. It's a very bold prediction, but I feel like Brownie Demons could really, really push OSHA Violators to pretty much their max. So yeah, that's what I got working with.
You're expecting a lot of OTs, huh? I'm expecting kind of the opposite. I think we might have 1, but I think that's going to be about it.
You think only 1?
I think we're only going to have 1.
Only 1. Interesting. No, I'm kind of hoping for a pretty intense series because 1, that'd be fun, and 2, I feel like I haven't casted in like a month just because I've had a bunch of finals and stuff. Remzik, I don't know if he's watching right now, but he knows what I'm talking about. We had a pretty not so fun final to study for the past day or so, or like however many days, but we got it done. I'm feeling okay-ish on it, so we'll see what happens there. But looks like we got everybody in here. Everybody is in here. V-Storm saying exactly 4:30, but we're probably going to be starting this thing at about 4:31, so appreciate it, V-Storm. We're going to assume everybody's all good to go, and we are going to get this show ski on the road ski, if you will. And I forgot that OSHA Violators' names is little whatever censored out or whatever in Rocket League for no reason at all. But without further ado, we are going to get into this very first game, best of 5 series. I'm assuming the overlay will probably be a smidge bit scuffed right away, so I'm gonna fix that. And you just kind of explain what you're looking forward to this series, what you hope to see from these guys.
Yeah, key to victories. Ali needs to rotate. That was the big thing in their last series that I casted. Ali's goes for crazy stuff. He's very good at it, and sometimes it succeeds. But when he doesn't hit it, their rotations are just cooked. So expecting to see him kind of get that back in check and still go for the crazy stuff that we love to see from him, because we want clips. I expect we will be watching right now, and anytime I say so, I expect a TikTok clip in about 20 minutes after I tell you to. So I'm expecting Ali to give us some clips here. And as far as OSHA Violators, I think if they can hold pressure, this might give the Brownie Demons a little bit of issues. I don't know. I haven't seen many. I haven't seen how the rotations look like after a long, droughtful boost. A lot of pressure. I just don't know how they can stand up if they got a lot of pressure going up against them. So if OSHA Violators can keep the demos going and keep the pressure up, I think they might be okay as well. But only time will tell, Mr. Isaac.
Yeah, no, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. I will say, speaking on the the tensing of pressure, it looks like Brownie Demons are putting up very good offense here early on. OSHA Violators pretty much just stuck on their goal line right away. But you had said something about clips and getting real freaky in the air, if you will. I like seeing the clips. I think they're awesome. But one thing to keep in mind when going for a clip is you also have to be smart about where your teammates are, what's going on. So we love to see him. Hopefully they can kind of hit one here. As Greed might be going for a double tap. Almost does get it. This is going to be a little bit behind. I'm Americans. He is able to make the save, though. But on the topic of clips and doing freaky stuff, you don't want to try to force anything too much, because that's when everything goes out of whack, everything goes out of rotation. But yeah, no, I want to see that. You see Ali's just putting it a little wide left here. Almost an open goal attempt, but didn't quite get it.
Yeah, a great pass coming out from Brownie Demons, and that just proves that they are focusing on the rotations. They're looking for each other, and that is what they need to do. So even though the shot was wide, I think that's a good sign for this Brownie Demons team. But honestly, not a whole lot of action going on here. That's a little bit of a rough 50. Styles will take it. No boost, gets it around 1. Can he get another shot on? That one's a little wide as well. American's far back in midfield. He needs to get a touch around 1. He does. He get a touch off the wall. He does not, but a miss. That net might be open. Creed commits. That net's still open. Styles throws one on. And Brownie Demon strike first.
Indeed here. I will say before we start talking about this goal, Frago, thank you for that gifted, man. Greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good night. But yeah, just great rotations there. And I will say, I do want to start kind of incorporating just missing all my shots, because that will throw the defense off, and hopefully you have a second person there to kind of capitalize. And you see a quick answer back. Unfortunate miss from both. Styles laughing he cans, but V-Storm ties this one real quick.
Yeah, Styles gets the demo, but not the ball, and that's just a wide open shot. V-Storm is never going to miss those. And a quick answer from OSHA Violators puts themselves right back in it. And my, oh my, do we have a series coming here? Oh no, no, kickoff of death, what a save.
Almost another quick response, but on the opposite side here. I'm American, trying to go something for cool. That's just an unfortunate, no way that goes off. And Styles finishing it up again. I don't even know what's going on here anymore.
Oh my, that is unfortunate if you're OSHA Violators, and very fortunate we do in fact take those if you're a Brownie Demons fan. I mean, just not much you can do for that.
Yeah, I will say, I'm American's cam. He is in the camera and like in the correct thing. For some reason, his thing it's not showing up for whatever reason. So hopefully that kind of fixes itself or something. Either that or somebody else is going to disconnect. Who knows? But regardless, we have a potential shot on from Ali. Styles is going to be on. It's going to be 50 toward mid. Creed going for a clear, but just misses completely. V-Storm going for a pinch or double read off the sidewall. Omega in goal, trying to get something going here. Allies takes a 50 with him. Omega's bumped off. V-Storm might be going for a double here. Doesn't quite get it. And Styles pops this one up mid.
Yeah, I'm American just throwing one into the midfield, trying to get some pressure off. Omega with a decent shot attempt, but Alley with a beautiful save there. Now Styles has to get a touch. V-Storm going to take control, go for me. Another touch off the wall. He doesn't have any more boost, though. A double commit from Brownie Demons. They got to be careful here, but I'm American does get up in time to kind of recollect this. Omega with an unfortunate touch into his back corner. Allies does get a pop out. Is anyone up? I'm Americans is going to commit, but it's late. He does force a 50 that will go to the sidewall. Now Styles up. Can he get something going? He does get a touch round one, but no one there for the second man. A double miss coming out in OSHA Violators half, and a beautiful pass out. Alley is so awkward here, but nobody is there for OSHA Violators to go up for that.
Yeah, just unfortunate, failure of offensive pressure as we see. I'm American trying to go for the quick one-timer. Styles putting one up and in. Doesn't quite get the bounce that he wants, though. Just bouncing straight out. Not quite able to put that one in. Creed is up. Maybe going to go for a center pass here. Styles will take over. Totally practical backflip coming out from Styles here. I'm American. Maybe going to go for a double attempt. Not quite. Creed is on. That was just wide right of the defender. Styles bumps up their lead to 2.
Yeah, Omega pre-jumps the ball in mid. He does get a touch, but no one is there for the second man of OSHA Violators, so it just leads to a free shot. And to make matters even worse, V-Storm doesn't get the read off the backboard either, and an even more free shot comes out from it. And now Brownie Demons, all they have to do is just not choke, and game 1 is theirs.
Indeed, Allies is up. 13 seconds left. They're going to have to make something happen right now if they want to take this one, but it's looking like as time's winding down, 5 seconds left, this first game is going to go to Brownie Demons in a pretty dominant offensive fashion, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, very clean gameplay. A huge step up from the last series I watched from them. But at the same time, I don't want to be that guy. I really don't want to be that guy. But this is pretty much the exact same start they had last series. And we all know how that turned out. So we need to see him keep the pressure up here.
Oh, boy, the bearer of bad news decided to enter town. What's wrong with you, man? How dare you tread on their parade? I'm kidding. No, it's pretty much the exact same way that they started off, pretty dominant fashion. But like you had said, only time will be able to tell. But I will say their rotations and just offensive pressure looked super consistent. Everything was flowing super nicely. Nothing was super crazy forced. They were playing literally off of the defense's mistakes. So Brownie Demons looked very good in this game number 1 here. Honestly, I have 0 complaints from them. It's just a matter of OSHA Violators not really getting into awkward situations on defense that'll hopefully allow them to battle back.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we do have to point out the fact there was an unfortunate own goal from OSHA Violators. And if that doesn't happen, that's a 2-1 game, and we're saying completely different things here. So just unfortunate circumstances. But you were right on the fact that Brownie Demons kind of just took what OSHA Violators gave them. They didn't make too many mistakes. OSHA Violators made a couple, and they paid the price for it here.
Indeed. And I will say, the overlay has been bugging just a little bit. That's only because I've been refreshing it because people's cameras keep disconnecting, and I think the only way to get them to display properly is to refresh it. So, ignore that, but I think we have all the player cams in here finally and working. So, you can see all of these guys' beautiful faces. But regardless, little under 30 or a little over 30 seconds into this game number 2. Creed will take over. Alley's looking a little bit awkward off the backboard. He's going to pop this one out. Omega Blaze with slim on boost. Styles with the 50 with V-Storm. I'm American going to pop this one up and over. Omega Blaze looking for a touch away, and he gets it.
Yeah, now Alley tries to get possession there. He doesn't quite. Creed's up early for it on 0 boost. This is so awkward for everyone, but Alley does get a good clear. Americans with a beautiful 50, but pops right back out to Creed, who is on full boost now. Styles pre-jumps him early. That ball's going to go straight down. Omega doesn't get the read. That's an unfortunate bounce off the wall there. I'm American throwing it into the corner. That's a beautiful bounce for them. V-Storm needs a touch. He does pick up one. Styles doesn't get it. Alley needs to be careful here. He is third man. He does a good job of keeping possession, keeping control. Now it's Styles with the shot. Another one from Styles. He has all the goals for Brownie Demons.
Indeed. Did Styles score all 3 goals last time?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Oh, that's all I needed to know. Yeah. No, I will say Styles. I pretty much think that we're saying his name a lot here. Obviously, because he's scored all the goals here, but he's also just in really good positioning here, and I'm American finally scoring again, probably per your wish, getting another pretty good cushion early on for Brownie Demons.
Yeah, just a beautiful, well-executed cheat there from I'm American. Just splits 2 defenders with all the boost in his tank. Gets it, and like he says in chat, he does pick up the and one. Still waiting on Rocket League to add free throws.
How cool
We need a penalty kick. We need a penalty kick.
Dude,
that's a penalty
kicks in
kick,
Rocket
Isaac.
League?
That's a penalty kick.
Penalty kick, yeah. This isn't basketball. Unless you're in hoops, then it'd be a free throw. But regardless, and oh my god, I thought Styles was about to wrap up another one. But I will say, Brownie Demons, props to you for your offensive pressure. But OSHA Violators, you guys just got to get a good clear here. We see a bump play coming out from Creed. He isn't quite able to knock that defender away quite enough. But OSHA Violators defense just looking a little bit crickety or rusty, if you will. They're not quite able to make those smooth transitions, smooth rotations. It's kind of coming them to bite in the butt. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm American able to make the save.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like a completely different team for both teams here. These OSHA Violators not holding that pressure, not getting as many demos as we're used to. And is it because, you know, it's just an off day, or is it because that Brownie Demons is holding pressure so well? The rotations look so clean. Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay. I thought I just had the worst thing ever. Oh my god. Hallie, don't do me like that.
Rotation's looking so clean. Own goals. Own goal. On his own terms, trust. But
oh my.
we almost see another Styles goal coming out there. I'm American is on. He will opt to put this one on the backboard. V-Storm is up, goes for the clear, doesn't quite have enough boost to follow it though. Omega Blaze gets a nice 50 off the wall with alleys. I'm American looking for a center ball, completely whiffs. Shout out to that guy. Creed, a little awkward here. V-Storm will take over, low on boost. I will say, other than Creed, it looked like for a second there, pretty much all the OSHA Violators guys had super, super low boost as Omega is able to make the clear here.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm noticing, at least compared to when they played us, maybe it's just a flaw on our part, but OSHA Violators not stealing as much boost from Brownie Demons. I mean, I remember when we played them, they were always in our field. I think they took more boost from our field or our half than they did theirs. And that's just not the story here. The net's almost open. Styles needs to get something going. He does get a shot on. An awkward save from V-Storm. Is anyone up? Ali is on 0. I'm American plays it smart and stays in the midfield there. You have a 2-goal lead. Nothing else you need to really do. Just keep playing smart here. Styles, did he get a flip off that? Oh, okay. I thought he was going to do something crazy.
Creed off the backboard, 1 minute and counting for OSHA Violators here. They're going for a pinch, but Allies is able to make his way back here. He's going to look for another touch. He does get it. Styles is on slim on boost. Doesn't quite get a power touch, but he will opt for the wall. I'm American able to cut the block away Creed shot. Allies gets demoed for his potential effort there. I'm American is doing something here. Omega Blaze is on. This one's going to be boomed back over. Alley's going for the save. This is going to be crossbar down. Anybody going to make the save? Alley's from the heavens able to get the save.
Yeah, a bar down and out. Alley just dropping another beautiful save from Brownie Demons. They are double committing a little bit here, but honestly, with the little amount of time left, you just can't let a goal in, so double commits are okay. Now, Alley's might have a free shot, a nice 50 from Creed. But with only 10 seconds left, OSHA Violators, they need a miracle here if they want to take this.
Indeed, almost a great shot coming in, passing play coming out from American and Styles here. And that is going to be the end of game 2. And I will say, Brownie Demons looking like a completely different team. I don't know if it's just the confidence that they have, probably a lot of the VOD review, but I mean, like you had said, just a very, very different team, winning both, pretty much all, I should say, both games in very, very convincing fashion.
Yeah, no kidding. A very different team indeed. They look just insane. And this is the Alleys that I want. Look at this. He's got no goals, and he is well above his other 2 teammates. 2 assists, 3 saves, 2 shots. Applying pressure, rotating well. This is the Alleys we expect to see, and this is what I've been waiting to see this season. And honestly, if Brownie Demons keep playing like this, they might go on a run here.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. But I will say, I do hope that OSHA Violators figures out their defense, are able to make the clears that they need to, and just kind of smoothen things out, because we saw them play against us. They definitely have the capability to do very, very good here with rotations, boost stealing, and just smart plays in general. But unfortunately, I really haven't seen any of that going into this game number 3 here, as I Am American tries to get a center ball, but isn't quite able to get it before he's demoed.
Yeah, and I love seeing Ali on the backboard going for a pass straight down. And there's no one there, but you love to see teams going for that. They're actively looking for each other. Now Ali, 0 boost in the corner. A little awkward. He does get demoed, but Styles, again, beautiful rotation. Styles beats out 1. Can he get the read? Oh, what a pitch!
Indeed, nice.
Oh, that hurts.
Omega Blaze trying to get something to the corner here. Sirkin666, thank you for the party raid. I'm assuming it's probably just you, but any party raid helps, man. Props to you, Big Jit. But Ali's is up in the corner. He's maybe going to go for a center pass here. Creed goes for the 50, doesn't quite get it to go. Omega Blaze is on, but is 50'd away by Styles back into the OSHA Violators corner here. I'm American will make a maybe questionable 50 with Ali's waiting right behind him. Going for a little center touch here. I'm American takes over. Can he get around the last defender? Barely. V-Storm is going to take a cut here. Styles going for a shot on. This one might be open, but no second man is there to capitalize.
Yeah, I'll give a quick shout out to Pendragon in chat. Hashtag if you know, you know. But yeah, we see a lot of pressure coming in here. Ali, a beautiful pop. Can he get around what he does? Is anyone there for the shot? Styles is, but V-Storm with a beautiful save. Omega looking a little awkward, opts to just roll back. Now V-Storm with a good shot here, but Ali is there for the save as well. American just booms it out back mid. That one might hurt. Styles has to make a very awkward save, and Americans has to make an even more awkward save. This one straight down, a double commit coming from Brownie Demons, but it works out in their favor. Now ball floating on mid. Styles with a free touch. Americans going for the demo, but Creed jumps up out of its way. And a nice touch around. They have to get back here. They need a good challenge, but no one there for OSHA Violators. They have 2 men sitting in midfield.
Yeah, I will say, I feel like when OSHA Violators have the ball on Brownie Demons half, they have decent pressure. They have the opportunities there. They just aren't playing nearly aggressive enough here. As we see some demos coming out. This is just going to be a big boom ball. Will this be on? Not quite. V-Storm able to get the pinch save here. But like OSHA Violators need to turn up the aggression. They're playing pretty decent defense. Obviously, like I always say, every defense is a good defense. But a brick wall will fall at some times. Like at some point, the wall will crack and your defense will fall. You can't just be playing defense here. So we need to see some offensive pressures and offensive, capitalization coming up from these OSHA Violators. Because we know that they have it. They can definitely do it. We're just not seeing it here. You see, this one is going to be cleared back over to Brownie Demons half.
Yeah, dangerous there, but Styles does get a good clear. Ali doesn't get the 50. I'm American now, even more awkward. He needs to play the safe. Good control, good flick around 2. And does take the 50, but Ali is back. Should be able to make the save. He does on low boost. Like you said, a brick wall will fall eventually. Shout out Berlin, they know plenty about that. And then will this be the opportunity? V-Storm picks up a demo, makes up a bump on another one. Creed going for a shot. I'm Americans just spawned. Styles on low boost, but a beautiful 50 into his own corner. But this is the OSHA Violators pressure here, and will Brownie Demons be able to get out of it? They have been doing a very good job so far.
I will say, this is the pressure that I was talking about, but even better composure for Brownie Demons. Just able to, take their time, not stress about anything, not try to do anything crazy to get around to the defenders. Just taking the 50s that they need to, and just preventing that goal from being happened. OSHA Violators trying to get a little more pressure here, but Brownie Demons able to clear it away. Ali's pops this one high. This one's going to be off the ceiling. Is anybody up for OSHA Violators? Not quite. Ali's will put this out the backboard. Never mind. Ali's with a free touch shot, getting their first of this game number 3.
Yeah, just a slot. V-Storm does backflip, though. That is very unfortunate if you put all your boosts on OSHA Violators. But just under a minute left. Only down 1. This is still anybody's game. We saw how quickly that OSHA Violators can come back and, announce back. What am I trying to say? Sound back after a goal scored against them. But they need to really step it up here because we honestly, besides that pressure they were holding a little bit before, we haven't seen a whole lot of life from them. And that one's just going to go in.
What even happened? I think I saw another backflip here. I think Omega Base, yeah. Omega, I don't even know what that was from Omega, but he pretty much took himself out of the thing with that unfortunate misflip here. And Brownie Demons up 2 with 40 seconds left in game number 3. And again, pretty dominant fashion here. We see some offensive pressure coming out from Brownie Demons again. I'm American is on, but it isn't quite able to beat the defensive clear here. OSHA Violators are going to need to make something happen right now if they want to have a little extra breath of life.
Yeah, I'm Americans with a pop-up to alleys. Nothing will come out there. Under 20 seconds left. Brownie Demons just need to hold on. A nice 50 there. Is anyone up for OSHA Violators? V-Storm is, but he misses. And now Creed's up, but he misses too. Now just Omega back. Styles always gets a shot around him. And as the clock winds down, Brownie Demons will pick up their first win of the season in just dominant fashion.
Yeah, no, for sure here. Brownie Demons just with crazy offensive pressure the whole time. When it came to defense, they were cool, calm, and collected, able to get the clears they needed to, just completely sweeping by OSHA Violators with scoring, having a 2-goal differential in every single game. So a lot more offense, a lot more attempts and successful shots on the goal that we saw during this series. And I will say, Brownie Demons, this might be a new era for them going into week number 5 next week, or at least starting here in week 4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Americans swore to me before the game that they would look like a different team going in this series, and they did nothing short of living up to that beautifully. I mean, what a series from them.
Oh, hello.
Hello, as we get these guys into the caster's call here. Brownie Demons, first win of the season in a very dominant 3-0 sweep. I'm just going to start the questions off right now. Allies, what happened? This is not the Brownie Demons we're used to seeing.
Well, I'll say 2 things. The first thing is replay analysis, and the second thing is this shouldn't be our first win of the season. Little trash talk, but I mean, 2 game 5s? Come on now.
It's fair. Apparently, you guys just don't have the clutch factor. I'm kidding.
We do now.
Hey.
We got Aura now. Don't you worry.
Dude. But no, that was a crazy series from you guys. I will say, I kind of had to go against you with my personal prediction against Skull, because that's just me and World do the same thing. Kind of took it from him. I wasn't expecting this dominant of a win, though. I was expecting at least a game 5 here, as Skull probably knows. And I guess shooting one to the second man here, Styles. I think you had every single one of your team's goals up until like the second, like halfway through the second game. You were scoring like lights out. What happened there with you? Were you just playing a little more aggressive? Did you just kind of notice that, oh, like I have the opportunities now, or what was going on there?
I just feel like our rotations were overall really solid, so I feel like first man knew where to pass and where I'd be. So I feel like that helped out a lot, which is giving a lot of looks and opportunities on the goal.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously you were capitalizing very well off those opportunities, because pretty much every shot that you had on was in or was an assist. So, yeah, props to you there. So, Sculpt, got any questions for these guys?
Americans. Oh boy, Americans.
Long time no see.
You promised me before the series, that this was going to be a different team. And I don't want to take all credit, but I did, I gave you a little bit of a game plan, told you what to watch out for, as we did play them the other week. So I don't want to take all credit, but I will take partial credit. But I just want to throw this one to you. I feel like I know what your answer is going to be, but I have to do it anyways. Is this the Brownie Demons we can expect to see going on?
Oh, 1,000%. We're not losing another game for the rest of the season. It's chalked for everyone else. I got to be honest.
I'm gonna correct Noah. I'm gonna correct Americans for just a second, real quick here. It's not. This isn't gonna be the team that you expect. We're actually gonna get like a lot better. So everyone, watch out.
Yeah, we're all going up a full rank set by the end of the season.
You guys all hitting GC2?
Yeah, we're all gonna be in Div A.
GC2 is the bar. Or that's below the bar. We're going.
We're hitting SSL.
Yeah. 2,000 MMR. 2,000 MMR is the bar.
Yeah.
GC2 is just the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yes.
Light work.
That is the default. you warm up in GC too. Let's go.
Exactly.
But no, congratulations, guys. Obviously, not quite the Brownie Demons that we were expecting. I don't think anybody was expecting this dominant of a performance here. We were all expecting at least a game 4, but that was not only a game 3, but I think you only let them score once the whole series, and that was the very first game, and you guys ended up scoring 4 goals to counter that anyway. So, again, congratulations to you guys. But before we send you off here, I do have one more question. Not Rocket League related. So if Fee were to Fi and Fo were to Fum, what about Greg?
Can you repeat the question?
If Fee were to Fi and Fo were to Fum, what about Greg?
Well,
Greg
Greg
just
obviously
told me.
has the blood of an Englishman, so it doesn't
He's
matter.
chilling,
what he does.
man.
He's just chill like that. Honestly.
He's just chill. Yeah.
Put some respect on Greg's name, bro. What are you doing?
Greg?
Don't mess with Greg's flow.
What about his stepbrother Gregor-Nee?
We don't talk about that guy.
Oh,
Screw that guy.
touchy
A
subject.
little bit of a
Not since
yeah,
06.
a little bit. Not since 06. Yeah.
Okay,
That
okay.
party with sex
I
was
won't.
something else.
Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to bring up past traumas, but
No, it's good. You didn't
we
know.
only
You didn't
knew
know.
it was
It's fine.
I wasn't aware. I just it was word of mouth, word of ear, whatever you want to call it. If Mike Tyson bites or whatever the saying is, but yeah, congratulations to you guys with your first win of the series or of the season. Obviously, we have some pretty big expectations from here on out, considering this is how you guys played off of a fresh, obviously very successful VOD review. So, hope to see you guys on more winners interviews from here on out.
Thank you.
Perfect. Talk to you next week.
For show, for show.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thank you.
He's up.
Okay, while these guys leave here, it is going to be just us two again for this early stream here. I will say, I am noticing, Adam, did you, what kind of mic do you have?
Don't worry about it. Why?
Because we might have the same one.
Is that right?
Fine,
Does it start with an F? Yeah.
AM8? Yeah. Fine, gang. Heck yeah, but... yeah, no, I mean, shout out to Brownie Demons for really, turning up the heat in this series here. Not what we expected at all. Obviously, you expected them to be a lot better than they had been, but I don't think you were expecting quite this much. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that was very, very dominant from them.
Yeah, no, I mean nothing says a 4:30 series on a Thursday like a sweep. I mean, it ain't no noon series from last year. Shout out Coop and I think it was Omega, who ended up just playing drop shot
maybe.
for an hour. So that was cool. It ain't quite that. We weren't quite lucky enough to be blessed with that today, but a 4:30 series that ends in a sweep is great nonetheless. So
Yeah.
shout out Brownie Demons. Shout out OSHA Violators. You guys played pretty well. Nothing you can't bounce back from, but
Yes, indeed. But before we wrap up stream here, I will want to say a few things. This isn't the only match going on tonight. We do have plenty more matches later tonight, so stay tuned for that. I will unfortunately not be able to stream those ones because I have a fun exam tomorrow before I head home for the weekend. But we do have, I guess you could say, a new face to Season 7. Streaming this game. It's a face that you guys have all seen many times before. You heard his name a lot because apparently he's like the people call him the creator or something. I don't even know, but apparently he's big talk. We don't worry about him though. But so you'll see him if you know who I'm talking about. So look forward to that tonight. But other than that, follow the socials down below here. Instagram, Twitch, X, TikTok, YouTube. We post a lot of stuff there. Different clips, different content, yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. Epic creator code DCRL. Use that if you're going to make bad financial decisions, whether it's through Rocket League, Fortnite, or any other Epic Games stuff, because we get a little bit of the profit there. Or we get a little bit of the revenue back. So that's always fun. And then join the Discord if you haven't already. You don't have to be playing to join the Discord. It's just something that you can do to hang out, have fun, see what's going on in DCRL. So if you don't have anything else, Skull, I'm gonna wrap it here for probably, I think, my earliest series that I've ever streamed.
yeah, honestly, I think me too. I got nothing else. Just GG's to everyone involved.
For sure. But hopefully you guys have a maybe good dinner after this. I don't know if you guys are eating this earlier, later, or whatever, but yeah. See you guys later. Again, stay tuned for the stream later tonight. And have a good weekend. I know it's still Thursday, but have a good weekend. Have a good weekend.